yeah, I'm excited to just get a vibe and hang out while I get ready. I had so much fun doing the live the other day, so I was like, why not do another one? I can't probably do this one for as long as the previous stream, but I figured we'd at least vibe for a little bit. Well, I'm not doing anything crazy with my hair today. It's just gonna be my normal curls, and then maybe I'll let you guys hang out while I make breakfast. I'm thinking about making a little breakfast sandwich, so I'm kind of excited. Hey, welcome, welcome. How are you guys? How are we doing this fine? What is it, Thursday? I don't know how it's Thursday already. It's like this week has just flown by. Like I feel like it should still be like Tuesday. No, we've successfully made it all the way to Thursday. It's gonna be like not a too crazy of a Thursday for me, but I definitely have like a few things going on. I have a family dinner tonight that I have to like work my schedule around, but I'm mostly just gonna be working and going through cards as per usual today. But yeah, then I've got the chiropractor in the afternoon. Normally I have it in the mornings, but my chiropractor had a graduation to go to. So while he is attending that this morning, I'm just gonna go in later this afternoon. And then it's kind of funny. So the city that I'm going to for the chiropractor, the family dinner that I'm having later is in the same city. Like they're legitimately like a minute away from each other, about 20 minutes away from my house. And I'm just like, they're 2 hours apart is from when I need to be at the chiropractor to when I need to be at the dinner. And I'm just like, this is really inconvenient. Like I'm gonna be in the same city twice, but it's like it's 2 hours apart. Like it doesn't really make sense to just go from one to the other unless I just want to sit there and wait for like an hour and a half because the chiropractor doesn't take very long. And yeah, so I'm like, I don't really know what the best move is. Possibly, I might end up. The place my husband works at, like he has his office at, is like halfway in between the my chiropractor and my office where I work. And so I'm like, low key, I might just like go and hang out there and do some work instead of having to go all the way back home. It's only like a 10-minute difference, but it's like that's gonna save me 20 minutes of time that would have just been spent traveling. So I like it's slightly better. Just, overall kind of inconvenient. Hey, welcome, welcome. How is it going? Welcome to the fun. We are just kind of chilling today while I get ready for work. I need to curl my hair, so we're doing that first, and then I think we're gonna make a breakfast sandwich. I usually don't eat until like lunchtime. I think it's like 10 o'clock right now. So it's a little earlier than when I normally eat, but I'm like, I kind of just want to eat early so that I can just get right into work when I get to my parents' house. Because for those of you that don't know, I sell Pokemon cards out of my parents' house as a full-time job, and it is really fun. But yeah, so I'm gonna probably have a breakfast sandwich and then go over there. And I just finished a big project going through a bunch of Pokemon cards. And so I'm like, I've got a bunch of options for what project I want to start on next. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to the fun which is vibing and chatting while I do my hair. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything. Hello, hello, how are you guys? But yeah, I'm thinking for my breakfast sandwich. So I'm really weirdly picky with food. Like, I mean, I've always been picky in terms of like the food that I actually like, but I'm even pickier now because I'm also like super obsessed with like healthy eating. And so I recently found out just how bad most like deli slash lunch meat is for you. And I'm just like super traumatized because I used to eat a lot of like deli and lunch meat. And now I'm like, I can't. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the compliments. But so I'm like, I am now afraid of lunch meat, which is unfortunate because I want a sandwich. But I've got one type of like healthy lunch meat that I got from Whole Foods. So I'm like, I know that that's safe to eat. I can eat the that stuff. Like I use this app called Yuka that will like tell me whether or not stuff like, like, if it rates it basically on a scale of 1 to 100 and kind of just tells you whether or not it's like actually healthy to eat. And so I'm going to I always try to find food that is more aligned with that so that I can actually like, be healthy, take care of my body, live longer and all that, like, you know. But so I got that, and then I do have this like salami. I really like salami, which is unfortunate because salami is not very healthy. It's usually super high in sodium, which is kind of awful. But I have it and I don't want to waste it, and so I'm like, I'll probably put some more salami on my little sandwich too, so that it doesn't go to waste. Um, well, I mean, I'm glad that you enjoy it too, but honestly, I put all this effort into myself just because I genuinely enjoy it. Like, I feel so much more like motivated and ready for the day if I have my hair done and I'm dressed up nice. Like that just makes me feel so much more like productive and ready to work, and like it's just enjoyable. Like I love having my hair be all cutesy and fun. That's why I do it literally every day. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I didn't do my hair. Like that's just unimaginable. Like I always do my hair because I like my hair being done. Like it's just satisfying to me to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, my hair looks nice and presentable. Like even on days that like okay, so there's no such thing as a day that I don't leave the house. Like I could not tell you the last time. I had a day where I was at home all day. Like that is just not how I function. Every day, Monday through Saturday, I go to work. Self-employment means that I can I can work any and every day. So I go to work every day, Monday through Saturday. I don't on Sunday because I do take Sunday off because I'm pretty religious. And so Sunday I go to church. And so yeah, every day I go somewhere. I never just stay home all day. Hey, thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it immensely. It is great having you guys here. But yeah, so there's no such thing as like a home day really. Cause even if like, cause sometimes like if there's like something going on for church and it's like they're doing a broadcast instead of like an actual meeting, like I still at some point usually just go over and say hi to my parents. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of value in like taking care of yourself and giving yourself the care and the love to look nice and to do things that you enjoy. And so it's like I'm very passionate about feeling put together and all of that. Oh, look at the fun little curls for today. How fun. I gotta make sure that I didn't miss any strands. There's been a couple of times recently where like I will get to work and I'll be like, there's this whole just random strand that I'm like, that isn't really curled. And it's a little bit disappointing. Like I I spend so much time every day doing my hair and I still miss strands. And always these back strands, like they get messed up, so I have to like curl them extra times just to make sure they stay in place. From Siberia, that's awesome. Welcome and thank you. I'm having fun with the hair today. Gotta keep it looking nice and cute so that it will look nice for family dinner. Hey, we got a new #1 gifter. Thank you. Oh, that failed. I forgot to put the glove on and was about to burn my fingers. Don't want that. Not a fan. Not a fan personally of burns. I've only burned myself a couple of times curling my hair, which is honestly really impressive because I've been curling my hair since I was like 13, I think, was about when I started. When I was like 12, I had my mom curl my hair every day, which I think drove her slightly crazy because she was like, I have 3 other kids to help get ready for school. But she was a real one for still doing my hair all the time. But now I obviously do my own hair. And so yeah, we've been curling hair for a long time. And like even when I was newer to curling my hair, like there was literally only a couple of times that I ever got like burns on my fingers and stuff. And I don't know that I've ever burned my head. Fun fact, my husband, when he was really overdue for a haircut once, let me curl his hair. Let me tell you, that was wild. It was a little rough though because like I kept almost burning him because I don't have the same like understanding of like distance and stuff. For like when I curl my own hair, it's a lot easier too because my hair is obviously really long and his was like maybe from like there to there at the longest point. And so it wasn't quite ideal for curling. And so I kept almost burning him, and he was like so stressed. And I'm like, please, please just stay strong. Just let me finish curling your hair. And it turned out great. It was probably like 11 o'clock at night when I finished. So like we were both very tired, and we went to sleep like right afterwards. But I was just like, this is just it's fun. It's like I think hair is so fun. It's obviously like a form of self-expression for me, but it's also fun because it's like it very much so can like change the way that you look. And I love that, like that freedom of just I do my hair and I kind of look like a different person sometimes. And it's funny because a lot of people think I have naturally curly hair because I curl my hair so much, but I love how curled hair looks, but I love that my hair is actually naturally straight because it means that I've got the freedom of like my hair is really easy to style. I just, get my curling iron and I can do whatever I want with it. Can you answer? I do not know what the question was. I don't see any questions. Other than someone asking me to show my feet, no thank you. I think I'll pass. It's not for me. My feet stay covered. I really like socks. I keep them on my feet most of the time. Or shoes. I'm the kind of person that I legitimately do not have to wear shoes most of the time I'm at work because usually I'm just working at my parents' house. Like that's where my office is. Nobody would care if I didn't wear shoes, but I just really like wearing shoes. So I just wear shoes all day because I can. And usually they're like my crazy heels. I don't just wear like sneakers or flats. I'm not a fan of flats. I really like platform shoes, especially, and then heels. Hey, welcome, welcome. How are you guys? Hey, please keep it family friendly in the chats. Thank you. Yeah, we don't need family compliments. We like to keep it chill here so that my mom can watch if she wants. Hey, I'm doing well. We're having a fun time. Just finished getting my hair curled so that it is ready for work. And then in a second, I'm gonna go make a sandwich. But I figured we just hang out and talk about hair for a minute. I'm also low key kind of tired. I deal with a lot of back pain, so like usually when I wake up, my first feeling is just like, ow. I want to get up because I'm excited to work, but I don't want to get up because my back is just like but it's okay. We're working on it. I've been going to the chiropractor. People are special sometimes. It'll be like that. But I appreciate all the kind and supportive people and the people that don't make weird comments. And thanks you as well. I hope everybody is having a nice chill Thursday, which I still can't get over the fact that it's Thursday. Like it feels like it was just barely Monday, but time is like that. I was actually talking to my husband the other day, and I was like, how, like, as you get older, it feels like time goes by faster. Like, I don't know if you guys have thought about this too, but it's something I've noticed, like, at least with a few people I've talked about, is like the older you get, time seems to go faster. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, honestly, it would make sense that time felt like it was going faster as you got older, because, like, as you've lived longer, you've experienced more, like, there's more time for you to compare any moment to. So that moment is going to feel smaller in the grand scheme of things because you have a lot more other time to compare it to. And so I'm like, that actually makes sense why time just seems to go by faster and faster. Though it feels like every single week goes by faster than the one before. But I guess, it'll be like that. We keep it busy, we keep it exciting, but honestly, it's like it's overwhelming in some ways. As someone that deals with a lot of anxiety, like I get so stressed about like how fast time is going by, and I'm like, I don't have time to do all the things I needed to do. But it's like at the same time, it's like it's okay. Things don't always have to be super duper fast paced. Like it's fine if you want to take a little more time for something, or more so if you have to. Like it's okay if my project that I was working on took a week and a half instead of 5 days. Like that's what happens. And fortunately, I'm self employed, so there aren't really like external consequences when I like don't do something fast enough. It's usually just like disappointment in myself and like knowing that I could have like gotten ahead and done more, which as an entrepreneur is like a very powerful thing. It's like anytime that you can be accomplishing more than you would have otherwise, it's like you should capitalize on that because there is so much to do. And like when you are running a business, when you're doing your own thing like that, there's no cap on the amount of stuff that you can accomplish. It literally is just your only cap. The only thing stopping you is like what you're physically capable and mentally willing to do. And I feel like I have a lot of the mental willingness. My problem just runs into the like I can't keep up physically. Like I said, I deal with a lot of back pain and like fatigue that comes from that, and it's not very helpful when I just want to work for 14 hours straight, but I get 6 hours in and I'm like, my back hurts so bad I can't stand up anymore. It's not, I wouldn't recommend it. But like I said, I'm working on it. I've started going to the chiropractor and stuff, and it's hard to just flat out say it's helping because it's more of like a long-term improvement kind of thing. Like I'm on the path to being in better shape. So it's like overall I can tell that my back is like healing, but it's a very painful process of healing because it's like going to the chiropractor essentially takes your back and your body that are in like a suboptimal position. They're not in the right shape. There's something incorrect, and forcing it back into where it's supposed to be. And of course, that forcing process is going to take time and be a little bit painful. And so that has definitely been contributing to the amount of back pain. Like usually I would just have like 2 or 3 days every week that my back pain was really bad, and like it was kind of whatever. Like I had to sleep more. I couldn't like be up and about quite as much um on those days as on other days, but like I just have to be very conscious of my body. And like when I get to a point of exhaustion, I have to understand that it's like I'm done with work for today. I need to rest. I have to sleep, which is in a way it's good because it does like make me pace myself, which is very, very important. But it drives me crazy because if I'm in the middle of a big project or like I want to get ahead on something, it's just like, okay, well, what do I choose? Do I want to like hurt my body and not even know if I'm gonna be able to do that much work tomorrow, or do I just want to take it easy and go to bed early? Which, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy going to bed early sometimes. I guess it's a 50-50. It's another one of those things. It's like going to bed stresses me out because it's putting an end to the day and an end to the productivity that I can do for that day. And I'm just like, I want more. Chronic illness is definitely an interesting thing. And as somebody who, like, what's funny is as somebody that could identify themselves as struggling with chronic illness, it's like I don't like to have to identify myself that way because I don't want it to be a limiting factor in my life. But it's like ultimately nothing changes the fact that my back is hurting literally right now, and like I can feel myself like drooping, and I'm like, it's 10 a.m. There is so much of the day left. Like usually I start working between 10 and 11 because I spend the first part of the day getting ready and making content. But obviously today we're streaming instead of, I was going to make just a regular video today, and then it was supposed to be a part 6 to the series that I've been doing about reading the entire Bible. But I sit down, or I didn't sit down. I don't usually sit down when I do my hair. I only sit down when I'm streaming while I do my hair. But I walk in here and I'm like turning the curling iron on and getting ready, and I'm like, oh, I need to make sure that I know which part I'm doing. And so I check on my recently posted ones. I was pretty sure that the last one I had made was part 5. But I go on there and then like the last one that I posted was a part 4, and I'm like, what? Like I was pretty sure I made part 5, and so I check in like my the app that I use to make my thumbnails, and it's just like, nope, I only made to a part 4, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. So I check my drafts and like videos that I haven't posted yet, and I just forgot to post the part 5. It's just been sitting on my phone for like a week, and I'm just like, what? I don't know how I missed that because I check every single day, because the way that I do it is that I have a fit check and a long form video that I'll film on the same day. And so that way when I post that fit check, right next to it in my camera reel is my long form video for the day. But I somehow missed it whenever I posted this fit check. It was probably one of the days that I had too much going on, so I wasn't really paying attention. But I was, so yeah, apparently I just did not post it. So I'm gonna have to get that posted. I'll probably just post it today, which is sad because it won't align with the fit check and I'm messing up the system, but it's better to have that posted than not. But so that's why I was like, okay, I won't film part 6 yet. I'll wait till I get part 5 posted. I can film part 6 tomorrow. And today we'll stream, which is great. I love when like random things like that make it really easy to make a decision on something because I can get to be really indecisive. Like my problem isn't I guess my problem more so is that like usually don't choose things just based off of like opinion, off of what I want. I want to choose the most strategic option. And so the most strategic option, in order to pick that, you have to put some strategy into the thought pattern and figure out which one is the most strategic. And so I spend way too long figuring out which is the most strategic option. And then by the end of it, I'm like, well, it's been way too long and I haven't even made the decision yet because I'm still like weighing the different sides of it. So that was why it was worked out great today that the fact that I had forgotten to post that video decided for me that that we get to do a live stream today. And honestly, I'm pretty chill with it. I'm enjoying it. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy my videos. I have so much fun making them. I always tell people it's like the number one reason I create content is for myself because it's something that brings me joy and I feel like it improves me as a person and teaches me a lot of skills that I'm like are just generally beneficial to have, especially as because right now I'm selling Pokemon cards as my job and I'm doing that like as an entrepreneur. It's my own thing. I love it. It's a lot of fun. But in the coming months, I'm going to be shifting away from Pokemon cards to working with my husband's business. He runs like a social media agency that does social media for businesses. And so I'm going to start working with him. And so anything that I can do to get practice in the world of social media and marketing and all of that. And don't get me wrong, a ton of my Pokemon stuff is actually very applicable skills to what I'm going to be doing for him. But like there's a lot of social media stuff involved and so it's very convenient that I can practice and gain more of those skills through this. Thank you. I've always tried to be very like conscious of the way that I speak and in sounding professional. Like I've thought about that a lot recently. Like even just when I'm like messaging random people, like I feel like there's just this level of like fanciness. I can't think of the exact word right now, but there's just like this level of elegance or eloquence almost that I feel like I need to uphold even when I'm just like texting a friend or something. Like I like don't get me wrong, like I'll talk casually to friends and like use slang and whatever. Not a ton, just like basic stuff. But like I'll talk casually, but it's like I still feel like I have to like have structure to my sentences. I have to have like reason and like respectful like ways that I'm like writing stuff. And so I've always kind of been that way just how I talk to and like I think it kind of stems from like a mixture of I've always kind of had like a thing for professionalism. Like I resonate very deeply with like a respectful professional kind of vibe, which is it's complicated. There's a lot of layers to it because I'm also a very alternative person who believes in living my own way. And so I balance it all out very chaotically, but I feel like it kind of comes together. And like at the end of the day, I always just want to be like well put together and respectable. Like I want to garner respect and I want to give respect. And so I really like respect. It's a big part of my life. But I don't know. I've always enjoyed like public speaking and things like that. Like it's kind of funny. I was extremely shy as a kid and very quiet. Like I just mostly did my own thing. I didn't have a lot of friends. Like I wasn't super outgoing. I was never popular. No, not at all. But like as I've grown up, I basically just shed the shyness, kept the social anxiety, still don't keep a ton of friends, but I'm not afraid of being in front of people. Like, I always tell people, I'm more comfortable in front of a crowd than in the middle of it. Like, I would love to be a stand up comedian or something where I just get to talk to people while I'm on stage and they think I'm funny. I try to be funny. Sometimes I'm funny, sometimes I'm not as funny. But I do like being in front of the camera too. And obviously it's a little different. You don't always get like the same type of live feedback. Like I absolutely love when people talk in the chats. Like it makes me so excited to be like, yeah, people are enjoying my content. They're interacting with me. But like the idea of being in front of a crowd is just fun. And people like in the past have asked me about like music and like singing and stuff like that. And I'm like, that is not for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like music. I love music actually. I listen to music all the time. I'm very passionate about listening to like smaller artists and creators as well. But in terms of like actually like singing and stuff, I especially because I am very prone to losing my voice and I used to do choir like when I was in junior high and stuff. and it just trashed my vocal cords. Like I would get sore throats every single day. It was a nightmare. I would not. Yeah, I don't want to do that again. So I'm not about to sign up for that life again. And two, it's like I do enjoy singing, but I don't think that I'm passionate about it enough to like actually explore it. And my brain struggles with music theory deeply, which is partially the fault of my first piano teacher. But also, if I really cared, I would have taken the time to learn it later, so I can't fully blame her. It's just weird that she didn't teach me piano theory or like music theory. Like, she taught me like some really simple and random things, but like I never understood how like tempo or timing worked. Like, I went to piano for years and she never really like fully taught me that. I think the problem was is I was good enough at just making it seem like I understood how to keep up with tempo because I kind of just went off of vibes. I'm like, this sounds like about how fast this is supposed to be. And so I guess I did that too good and she was convinced that I understood how the timing worked. I never did. When I switched piano teachers like later, she was like, "Do you know music theory?" And I'm like, "Music what?" So that was fun. But yeah, I'm not at the point in my life where it's like I do not have the time to invest in learning music theory. And it's like I have so much respect for people that understand it and for people that do create music, but I would never go that route personally. And at the end of the day, I prefer talking over singing. Like I would rather like read a poem with background music than perform a song for people. Like that's kind of my vibe. I really like speaking and presenting myself in that way. Yes, we love business casual. I don't know what my style is necessarily business casual. I can show you guys what I got on today. Let me move my little stool. We got my little like shorts that kind of look like a skirt and this cute little top and then fun like tights and stuff. So it's a fun fit. It's not quite business casual, but I did go through a business casual phase. In ninth grade, I wore business casual to school every day, which was a hilarious twist. Let me tell you, junior high, seventh through ninth grade, wild time for me in terms of fashion because I started seventh grade wearing basketball shorts. Not any basketball shorts either, men's basketball shorts to school every day, just because that's what I vibed with at the time. It was men's basketball shorts, and then like I'd at least wear like women's athletic shirts. Most of the time they were women's, sometimes they were men's, I'm not gonna lie. I would just go to Walmart and be like, all right, what section has better basketball shorts today? Like, well, I guess the shorts were always men's, the shirts were like 50-50. But that was seventh grade, except for like once a month when I would wear a poofy dress to school instead. I was like poofy, like petticoat and everything. That was it. It was either the poofy dress or the basketball shorts. That was seventh grade. Eighth grade, I don't remember what I wore in eighth grade. It was a weird transition year because somehow eighth grade took me from those basketball shorts, and by ninth grade it was business casual. I like how that pipeline happened. I don't know, but I feel like it's just a fantastic piece of lore for my like overall style throughout the years. Like how just slightly unhinged is that like I said, I don't know what happened in eighth grade, but it somehow got me from basketball shorts to business casual. But yeah, I was crazy for business casual. I was always wearing slacks, button ups, nice blouses. Like I had like classy shoes. Like I looked ready to go to some office job and I was just going to ninth grade. Like it was kind of funny. Like I just love that about my younger self. I'm like, what a cool, weird thing to do. Like, yeah, like I said, like I was very much so like not popular, kind of a little bit of an outcast. I kind of just did my own thing. I struggled socially, but like I was pretty content to just be my own person. I had my friends that I taught ethics before school, and that was about it. I went home for lunch. I lived a block away from the school, and I was like, why would I hang out with people my age in this gross school building when I can take a 5-minute walk down the street to my house and eat lunch with my mom and my dog? And so that's what I did. Very enjoyable. I liked that. But yeah, wearing my business casual because that was my thing at the time. In 11th grade, or like 10th and 11th, I got a little bit more, or mostly 10th, I guess. I got a lot more casual. Like I just wore black jeans like every day. Like I had like 3 pairs of black jeans and I just wore my black jeans all the time, and then just whatever random shirt I felt like vibed with the black jeans. Like I don't know. I was really obsessed with black jeans. I think I got all 3 pairs from Ross, but they were like all different brands, so they were slightly different, but I love those jeans. By 11th, I don't even know what I was doing fashion wise. because all I was focusing on was Pokemon cards. 11th grade was just, that was the start of an era that's about to come to an end, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so 11th grade, I don't really know how I dress. 12th grade was when I realized that I really have free will and can wear whatever I want. And so that's when I started experimenting with like alternative fashion and like kawaii type clothing. And I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, I can really wear whatever I want and I can look like a cute little fun princess, whatever. And it's just delightful. And so, yeah, 12th grade was when I kind of started experimenting with that. Then, like, after I graduated high school, I started doing a lot of my own stuff. And then there was like a little period of time around 2 years ago where I kind of toned it back on the alt fashion. Like I was still wearing like alternative and somewhat unusual clothing for just regular wear, but it was like a lot more like modest and reserved. And like I felt like I had to follow certain criteria for it to be like acceptable. Like I don't know, it was a weird time for me. I kind of got distracted from like my whole like free will, self expression kind of era. But over the last like 6 months to a year, more so the last 6 months, I've shifted completely back to as alternative as ever. Actually, more alternative than before. I am just like, I feel so free to just wear what makes me happy right now. And I have so much fun. Every day I go to play dress up. It's a great way to start the day. That's why I've started doing like fit checks every single day. Because like I got to a point, it was actually hilarious. This one day I was sick. But I still got dressed up in like a cutesy fit. And I'm like, it's kind of funny that this is something that even when I'm sick, like I want to spend the time to get dressed up fun. And I was like, I should make like a little fit check about this and just post it. Cause like I wasn't super active on social media at the time. Like I've gone through phases. Like I used to live stream almost every single day for like a couple of years straight. And then like there were times where I was like making content and then I took like a couple years where I was almost posting nothing. Like I was just not in a great place mentally. I was struggling through like work stuff. Like I just had a job at a local card shop at the time and it was a lot of stuff that went into it, but I just wasn't making a lot of content. And then I got married, which was, let me tell you, wedding planning is like a full-time job. So I was so busy with that. But once I finally like got past the wedding and was in a better place mentally and just really like kind of getting back to being inspired and feeling like free to express myself. And I think it helped like um moving for the first time ever. I've never moved in my entire life until I got married. I moved from my parents' house to we're now living in my in-laws basement apartment. And the shift I feel like of like realizing like I'm really my own person now. Like I am away from my parents. I feel like it really just made me realize that like I get to be who I want to be, and who I want to be is someone who has a lot of fun with the way that she dresses. And so I've like as I've started doing my fit checks and stuff is really like following the pipeline of me just really dressing however I want and enjoying it. And I just absolutely love it. It's like I said, every day I get to play dress up and I love it. Is there a dress code at your school? Yeah, it's just pretty typical dress code. I think it was like enforced more heavily when I was younger. But like by the time I was leaving high school, like a lot of the rules were getting more lax. And like the rules that I see for my siblings are so different than the ones that I had. But it was like, the typical stuff like don't show your shoulders, like no cleavage, don't show your midriff, like no short shorts, I gotta go past your fingertips, like just all of the like basic stuff like that. So, but like it was never an issue for me because I've always been somebody that's dressed relatively modestly and relatively well covered. Like if you check out my fit checks, you'll see that usually I'm covered like entirely from like here all the way down to my feet. Like I wear a lot of layers, I wear a lot of clothes, and like it's partially because of like my religious background and like Christianity that and like I very much so have this like belief in the power of modesty for me personally. But it's like it also is just kind of it fits the vibe of the culture that I live in. I live in Utah, so an extremely like Christian state. And so like but at the end of the day, it's like really I just wear what I like and what I enjoy. And so I feel very confident in what I wear. It's like I can be completely covered and still feel like I'm wearing the coolest clothing in the world. So, yeah, like the dress codes at schools were never really like an issue for me. I like whatever I wanted to wear always like fell within that dress code. Like you know, there was nothing really pushing it. I never really felt the need to push it because it's like I feel like Layering, I love layering. I love the process of like figuring out how to like layer clothes over each other so that it works together, so that it looks cool, so that it's comfortable, so that it keeps me like warm appropriately. Or like sometimes it's good to have like layers that are removable so that it's like if it gets really hot, I can like take off my cardigan and it's like I'm not too hot anymore, but I'm like still comfortable. Yes, I am actually Mormon. I have been a member of the church my entire life. So, yep. Pretty unsurprising considering, like I said, I live in Utah and like I follow a pretty strict code of modesty. Honestly, like I feel like modesty is very much so a personal thing. Like I have no judgment towards people that dress differently than me. Like I really don't care. It's not my business because like at the end of the day, it's like I feel like you should be dressing in a way that you feel like resonates most with who you are as a person and like but can show your respect to God. If who you are as a person is somebody who wants to dress in a way that shows respect to God, then 100% do that. But if you're the kind of person who doesn't feel like the way that you dress has any impact on your relationship with God, like it's okay. You can dress how you feel like is appropriate for who you are and how you want to live your life. So I feel like it's important that it's like people get to make their own decisions. God put us on earth and gave us agency so that we can choose and like figure out the balance of like what brings us closest to him. And like of course like biblically and stuff like there are guidelines and things that, are there to help kind of guide you on the right path. But it's like I feel like a lot of the time it's like it's more about like the principle behind it than like the specific like act of respect for God and stuff. Like I've been reading through the entire Bible. I mentioned that earlier. I'm making a series right now where I'm reading the entire Bible, listening to it. I prefer to listen to audiobooks of the Bible than just reading it because I feel like I retain a lot more that way. And it makes it really great because usually what I'll do is while I do my makeup. That's why you guys will probably never see a live stream of me doing my makeup because that's my scripture time. I play my scriptures and I do my makeup, and it's just let me tell you, it's one of my favorite parts of the day. Like, it is such a vibe. Like, something feels wrong if I don't have my time to do. And so that's part of the reason why I not only read scriptures every day, but I also do my makeup every day. It's because those things are like tied so closely together and they're both things that I love. So it's like, why would I ever skip out on the process, you know? Hey, thank you. I appreciate the compliments. Welcome to the stream. We're just kind of chilling right now. I'm just talking about random stuff, giving out way too much random information about my beliefs and all that fun stuff. But it's a good time. It's great to have you guys all here. Like I think it's so fun to just get to vibe and to chat with people. Like I said, like I've always kind of struggled socially, but for some reason, like I just really feel connected to like making friends with people online, like especially through like 16, 17, 18. I most of the friends that I have were people that I met on Discord. Yes sir slash ma'am. I don't actually know, I just always say yes sir, but I'm 21, so I'm like I am barely an adult. I feel like, in my opinion, I don't really think 18 is an adult. I think 18 is just old enough that you're allowed to leave your parents' house legally, you know? It's like you just have freedom when you're 18. But 21 is like when you're really an adult. So I feel like an adult. I feel like 20, like you kind of feel it too, but 20 to 21, somewhere around there is when you like really feel like an adult. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I feel like in a way, like I felt like an adult since I was like 17 because that was when I started working full time selling Pokemon cards. And so I was working a full time job and finishing high school at 17. Like life wasn't really about playing anymore. Like I feel like there's a lot of different aspects to being an adult, and one of those is mindset. Like I feel like I got into like an adult mindset when I was like 16, 17. I feel like it has a lot to do with like your motivation for like life and for work and stuff like that, and just like being ready to turn away from like a childhood that's more just focused on like getting a baseline, but also kind of, enjoying life. Like you play a lot as a kid, you have free time, but you also like have the structure of going to school and stuff like that. And I feel like once you kind of like break away from that structure and are in a situation where it's like you're learning how to make money and to provide for yourself and to kind of like leave that. And where I started doing, so I was in 10th grade when COVID hit. And so I did the last half of 10th grade online because schools were all shut down. But Then 11th grade, I decided to stay all online because at that point, like I was kind of starting to like explore some different things. And so it was during 11th grade that I started selling Pokemon cards as a full-time job. And so it's like that was my priority at that point. Like I wasn't going to school during the day. I was buying Pokemon cards during the day. And then I would do like my online classes in the evenings. And then I would stream and sell the cards all night. And so like at that point, like I felt like I was living with an adult mindset. But like I feel like there are a lot of other ways that like as I've gotten to like, 20 and 21 that I felt even more like an adult just in terms of like the way that my brain has grown. Like my brain obviously was not fully developed at 18 and I definitely didn't feel that. And obviously scientifically it's like your brain usually takes until early to mid 20s to be fully developed. So my brain is still probably not all the way developed, but it's a lot more than it was at 17 and 18. So while I kind of feel like I had an adult mindset at those ages, obviously there are other ways that I've become more of an adult since then. And then like I feel like the age kind of like once you are no longer a teenager and especially once you kind of hit 21, it's very different. And obviously I feel like as I get even older, my kind of views on that are going to shift even more. Like I'm sure by the time I'm 25, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I was such a baby at 21. Like so I feel like that's kind of something that'll shift and that I'll kind of gain a greater understanding of as I get older. Like 17. I have been told I get pretty young. All the time people are like, are you like 16 or like 26? And I'm like, guess. But yeah, no, I'm 21. I turned 21 in November, so technically I'm like 21 and a half now. But I do look a little bit younger than that sometimes. Sometimes I look older though. I don't know. I feel like the way that I dress and like the way that I present myself also make it kind of hard to gauge how old I am. But yeah, I like to keep people guessing. It doesn't always have to be easy to tell how old I am. See, I'm just like my main thing is it's just great that I'm not a minor because I have a lot of personal issues with like minors being overly active online and just like obviously with all like the dangers to it and stuff but like and like I don't know if you guys have seen like the whole like Ruby Frank documentary stuff. I haven't watched the whole actual documentary but I've done a lot of research into it and it's wild and stuff like that always just makes me like gotta be careful with minors being on social media. Like it's just a lot safer for people to be adults and to be able to choose whether or not they want to be seen on the internet and whatever. So yeah, but and like don't get me wrong, like I obviously started doing social media when I was like 16. Like in terms of like trying to be a content creator because it was when I was 17 that was when I started like live streaming all the time and doing Pokemon rip and ships. And so like yeah, like it's okay for minors to have social media, but I feel like it's just not something I want to actively promote because it's not for everybody. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm now an adult on social media instead of, back when I was 16, 17, 18. Even like I feel like it was a lot different. But now I'm old enough that I understand what social media actually is. And so it's like I can, enjoy it, I can be safe on it, and it's a good time. Oh, I'm so happy with how my curls turned out today. Like, I always like it when it's like the dramatic like drape over here and then kind of like tucks behind my ear. It's kind of fun. Well, you guys, I was not supposed to be streaming this long today. It was supposed to be like a 20 to 30 minute stream and it's been about 45, but I still need to make some food. So, you guys want to go make a sandwich with me? Let's do it. I will bring both phones. For those of you that don't know, I'm live on multiple platforms, so we're going to make our little trek. I feel funny just like holding both phones, but now I have to open a door, so I'm gonna like hold them both in the same hand as we venture to the kitchen. All right, dropping one of the phones. Okay, so we've made it to the kitchen. I'm not really sure where to prop these up. I'm like maybe above the oven, except that I'm gonna be like walking back and forth between the fridge for a second. But oh nope, you guys can just see the bottom of the microwave with that. Okay, maybe just on the regular part of the oven. Okay, there we go. All right. So I think first, I don't know if I can never decide if I want to get like a plate or a paper towel to make my sandwich on. I guess we'll just go for a paper towel. And then I'm gonna grab the toaster because I like to toast my bread. the toaster. And then I've got new bread to try today. I was enjoying this really like fancy sourdough bread from Whole Foods, but it got moldy. So now I have this bread from Sam's Club that my mom gave me. I don't know what kind I want to use. There's like this one that's like this like grain kind, or there's like a more regular white bread. Both of these are actually really healthy for bread, which is kind of cool. I feel like maybe we'll just go for the more basic white bread. Try out the simple option, and then we're going to pop these bad boys. I don't know if I need a full slice. These are actually massive pieces of bread. Maybe I'll just cut one in half, like low-key. I don't think I'd be able to eat that full sandwich. Like I said, I usually don't eat until a little bit later. So trying to have a massive sandwich this early sounds like a recipe for wasted food, and I'm not about that. So we got our large piece of bread. We will go ahead and split that in half carefully. The other day I didn't use a knife when I was cutting the bread in half and ended up with this horribly lopsided, nightmarish piece of bread, and I don't want to do that again. Alright, and then you guys can watch the toaster like half and half. It was kind of funny to put like the halves of bread in there, but alright, it's in there. Let me grab my stuff from the fridge. Okay, so we've got oven roasted turkey breast from Whole Foods. Very healthy, very tasty. I feel good about eating it. Like, eating it feels healthy. And then my not as healthy salami, because like I said, I'm probably going to stop eating it after I finish this bag. But it's like, I still have it, so I might as well eat it. And then we've got my cheddar cheese, because you gotta have the cheese. I think this is like a random Smith's kind, because I usually don't ever get anything from Smith's, but my mom was like, hey, I'm going to Smith's, do you need any groceries? Because she's amazing and always offers to buy me groceries. And I was like, low-key, I need some cheese, because the cheese that I had is all moldy. It makes me really sad when food gets moldy. I'm like, it's wasted. Like, if I had known like yesterday that it was gonna be moldy today, I could have fed it to the chickens. Like, because my parents have chickens. Actually, they just got 4 new baby chicks. They're the cutest little things. I'm pretty proud of myself. I gotta name one of them, and shout out to Jinkataxis. She is my new favorite chicken because she's named after a Phyrexian praetor. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna grab the butter too for when the toast is done. We got the Danish creamers for creamery. Danish creamery for the butter. Get the butter knife. Ta-da. And then, like, I don't always, like, let it fully toast. Yeah, I think that should be good. Oh, that's actually toastier than I was going for. Oh my gosh, you guys, I found the coolest thing last night. I was just scrolling TikTok, like, trying to teach the algorithm to show me more cool alt-fashion content, but I got distracted by this stream of a woman painting on toast, and I was just like, this is the most beautifully random thing. I should have left this butter out to melt. It is like frozen. But it was the coolest thing. She was just painting toast, and I'm like, I don't know what led you to like paint toast as like a thing that you do, but I love that. Like, it good for her. Honestly, she has my respect. What if I just like rub the butter on here? Honestly, that might just be the move, because it's kind of difficult to get it off with the butter knife. So we'll just get a little bit of butter on there, and then yeah, I'm gonna like cut the little toast crumbs off. Okay, cool. It's now nice and buttered. It's kind of buttered. We tried. Alright, so we're good on that. There's just a little bit of butter on my hand now. It's just slightly uncomfortable. And then usually what I do, I like to just like leave the toast pieces on top of the toaster so they stay warm. I'm gonna wash the butter off my hands real quick. Alright, my fingers have slightly less butter on them now, so that's That's good. Cheese time. I like to put the cheese on first so that while it's like staying warm on top of the toaster, like if it just so happens to get slightly melty, no complaints. I go for 2 pieces of cheese. There we go. I only have 1 slice left, so I'm gonna have to get more cheese today because otherwise I'm gonna be really sad when I don't have cheese tomorrow. And then let's do the turkey next. Put my turkey added to the sandwich. I usually go for about 3 slices. I'm almost out of this too. I only have 3 more slices. So after this, I'm gonna need more turkey and more cheddar, which is okay. I can buy more groceries. I just hate buying more groceries because I've been to Walmart like 3 or 4 times already this week, and every time I've gone, I've just been like, I don't have money for this. But it's okay. It is what it is. All right, and then typically I go for 5 pieces of salami. I make, you know, a little like X type shape. Go 3 in a row there, and then 2 more, and it makes a nice little, whoop, I grabbed an extra piece. That's a cute little sandwich. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for a second though. Gotta put away the extra stuff before I eat. Oh, I love it. It's a great little sandwich. I make it exactly this way, like multiple times a week. Alrighty, we are ready to consume. Except I'm gonna wash the toast crumbs off my fingers before I pick it back up and get more toast crumbs because it bothers me. You should put 1 piece of cheese on the bottom and 1 on the top. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I actually considered that. I was like, what if I put 1 on both slices? Because then it will like be melty both ways. But then I was just like, I'm not gonna get too fancy today. I've got other priorities. All right. Let's move over to the table. We can eat at the table. Actually, I low-key might grab, I don't know if I want applesauce or yogurt. I really like applesauce and yogurt, and I have both right now. I'm gonna get to hang out in the fridge for a second. It's nice and cool in here. But I've got 3 options essentially. So, do I want to go for a Chobani Flip, my favorite food? Do we want to go for a Go-Go Squeeze? I actually have multiple flavors of Go-Go Squeeze. They're all pretty good. The peach one's the best though. Or I also have these tasty little Go-Go Squeeze yogurts that I found out about last week, and I love them. So those are my options. Honestly, I might just wait on the Chobani Flip because I also have those at my parents' house, so I can eat them during work. So I might have that for like an afternoon snack. But I don't know if I want which Go-Go Squeeze. You know what? I'm gonna eat yogurt later, so let's go for this. All right, it's been decided. we got our main course and the appetizer now. I low-key want to get. I also just have this bag of green beans that I just randomly have been eating in the fridge that I low-key want to like grab a handful of, but I had already picked up my phones and it is too much work to try to get green beans while holding multiple phones. There we go. Okay. Ignore all the random stuff. We have my husband's cereal, water bottle. Stay hydrated, folks. And there's a bunch of Easter candy. This is not my Easter candy because I don't eat candy. This is my husband's Easter candy. But, yeah, just kind of clean it up. And here we go. It's sandwich time. I'm excited. The sandwich looks really good. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I always make them the same because they are really good. Yep, that's a good sandwich. I approve. It drives me crazy though. Sorry, trying not to chew too much with my mouth open, but I get excited and I want to talk while there's still food in my mouth and it's just rough. But the salami is really hard to like bite apart. So I usually accidentally eat an entire piece of salami. Like now there's just this void in the sandwich where there was the salami, which is kind of sad, but it's okay. It is what it is. I'll survive. See, that's the benefit of having 2 types of meat. When I accidentally pull the salami off, we're out of the sandwich, then there's still the turkey there, so we're okay. Very tasty. This is kind of random, but when you guys eat like crunchy foods or like toast or anything, do you ever like worry about it like scratching behind your teeth? Because I feel like that's something that bothers me a lot about like, especially like toasted breads. Like, I always feel like they're gonna scratch the back of my teeth, which is partially because I have a permanent retainer on my bottom teeth, and I feel like it's just kind of like uncomfortable when like food gets back there and it just gets stuck. But I feel like it also like scratches like behind my front teeth when I eat food like this, and it just hurts a little bit, leaves my gums a little bit sad. I don't know, does that happen to anybody else? Low-key getting crumbs all over the tablecloth. Which, fun fact, this tablecloth is actually just a cheesecloth that we used to decorate the tables at my wedding reception. And it is now being used as a tablecloth because whatever tablecloth was on this table, like I said, we live in my in-laws' basement apartment. Whatever tablecloth was on the table that they gave us when we moved in had some really sketchy stains on it. Like, it looked like somebody like spilled an entire meal and then just left it, like, very stained. But so I switched it out for the cheesecloth because it looks cuter and it's pink, which is great, and I like pink decor. Honestly, I feel like one of the best color schemes you can have for like decor is like grayscale and like a slightly muted pink. Like, I love that. That's actually the color scheme that my mom did for one of the bathrooms at my parents' house, and I'm obsessed. Every time I walk in there, I'm just like, these colors! I really like it. I don't know what my husband would think, but I know he really likes gray, so it's a great starting point. I'll be like, okay, so what if we just add some pink? Might be fun. It's a good sandwich, not gonna lie. I am rather enjoying it. Low-key, it drives me crazy to not be talking while I'm eating, but I'm like, I don't want to be rude and talk while there's food in my mouth, but I don't want to just sit here and not be talking. It stresses me out endlessly. Like, I don't know, I feel like we need like a second form of entertainment while I'm eating. I know, I low-key, maybe for my next sandwich, I'll do, well, actually, I have to get more cheese first, because I only have one slice of cheese left. But when I get more cheese, I will make another sandwich, and do one on the top and on the bottom, and the cheese will sandwich the meat, so it'll be like a double sandwich at that point, which I think is pretty cool. we like double sandwiches. The salami is back to its regular antics. Loki might just like... Perfect. Not gonna lie, you are missing out. This is a fantastic sandwich. Salami, turkey, cheddar, and fancy white bread from Sam's Club. It's fantastic. I know, I feel like this feels nice and healthy. Like, this is gonna give me the energy that I need to start the day. Gonna be working hard selling Pokemon cards. Every day is a party. Legit. Oh. You know, logistically, I don't know how it would go if I tried to share this sandwich with you. Especially if you live far away, it'd probably be really stale by the time you got any. But yo, I'll tell you where I got all the food for it if you want to make your own. The toaster, Amazon. Or no. Scratch that. I'm pretty sure the toaster was from Walmart. Because it's the gift that my brother-in-law got for my husband and I for the wedding. he wanted to get us a toaster, and so now we use his toaster to make sandwiches. So toaster, still pretty easily accessible. Walmart's pretty easy to get. The bread, Sam's Club. It's good Sam's Club bread. The salami, I'm pretty sure is just Walmart. The turkey is from Whole Foods, which is probably like the hardest of all of the pieces to source. And then the cheddar was from Smith's. I know that there's a lot of different places. This sandwich is made out of multiple stores' products, but it's a good sandwich. I'd say it's worth the complicatedness of getting all the different pieces. I mean, normally I just get Walmart cheese, but I was out. My mom was going to Smith's, so we got Smith's cheese. Very tasty. But yeah, usually most days I have oatmeal as like my breakfast slash lunch meal. I really like oatmeal. I always have. And then like I feel like it's just like a nice, simple, healthy thing. But like I feel like it's also really feels good to like have something with a little bit more protein in it. Like I love having the meat and the cheese in here. I'm not really sure on the carbs. I feel like they're not always the best thing to like have sustained energy throughout the day, but at the end of the day, if it's gonna get me to eat all this meat and cheese, like whatever, if there's a little bit of bread in there. And it tastes great. And the slight crunchiness of the toast. Like, I always thought that I wouldn't like that, but my husband always made his, like, sandwiches and stuff that way. And so I decided to try it, and I'm like, this is actually pretty good. So now I like my toasted sandwiches. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't like my sandwiches hot. Like, just a little bit toasted, but close to. I like food at room temperature. Like, I don't love cold food. I don't love hot food. Room temperature, though, yes. Give me the room temperature food. That's like my ideal. Like, depending on what it is, maybe it's slightly warm, but usually I like room temperature. Like, I don't know why. Like, people judge me, but I like room temperature food. I think that's a good temperature for it to be. It's like my body doesn't have to panic at all about whether it's like too hot or too cold. It's just like, yep, this is the right temperature, and so it works. Like I feel like my body just like temperatured food just it's like nah, I don't really need food that's really hot or really cold. Like just whatever room temperature is sounds good. I mean, unless like it's a really weird room temperature. If it's freezing in there, maybe not. Or like sweltering hot. I don't want room temperature if the room is just outside in the middle of a Utah summer. That is not as fun. I'm almost done with the sandwich, but the bread is like a lot smaller than the meat that's left. The bottom piece of bread is bigger, but the top one is not. Oh snap! TikTok thinks that I'm being inactive. They're making me do a puzzle. Bro, what is happening? Okay, please just. It can't verify me. It won't let me keep streaming. Y'all, this might be the end of the TikTok stream. Okay. It's happy now. I did the puzzle. It forgave me. That was weird. It's never done that before. I've also never done a stream this long on TikTok. But apparently, maybe I need to like move my head more. I'm standing too still while I eat my sandwich. Don't understand, but like, okay. We're almost done with the sandwich, and then I probably need to end anyways, because it is 11, which means it's time for me to go to work. Got a lot to do today. I have like 5 hours to just work as hard as I can, and then I have to go to the chiropractor, and then I've got an awkward 2 hours in between the chiropractor, and then when I gotta go back to the same city that the chiropractor's in, for a family dinner. So it's going to be a nice little solid busy day. And then after that, I'm probably going to work more. Like, it's the most interesting thing. Like, when we have family dinners, like most of the family, like, you know, they work 9 to 5s or like they're stay-at-home moms and stuff. And so it's like going to this family dinner is like such like a chill thing, I feel like, for them. But it's like I'm just like I'm supposed to still be working right now. Like I could be meeting up with customers. I have this big project I was in the middle of. Like I was gonna work till like 8 o'clock tonight. And so it's like it's a lot different where it's like even at 6 p.m., it's like having a family dinner at that time is still like taking me away from work, which is a little bit different. It's kind of interesting. And I mean, it's the same for my husband. He's also an entrepreneur. And so, like, we're both just like, well, we still kind of have a lot of work we need to do. But hey, you know, family is important. So we'll take time off for family dinners. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. We almost ended up having 3 separate family dinners this week, but we down instead it's just gonna be 2. Would have been full 3 or 4. I don't know. I missed usually we have family dinner with my in-laws every Sunday, but I was sick on Sunday, so I was asleep. My husband did have dinner with them and like his siblings and stuff though, but then on Monday was my dad's birthday, and so we had dinner with my family. And then yesterday was my brother-in-law's birthday, and we were gonna maybe do dinner, but then he ended up deciding to do something with his side of the family, I think, instead. So we skipped out on that one, and then we've got dinner tonight with my husband's grandma, who's visiting from out of state. So that'll be kind of fun. And then on Sunday, it's exciting because we get to go down. We have to take like a 3-hour drive to go visit my sister-in-law and her new baby. So it's a busy family week, but it's kind of fun times. Like, I need to finish the sandwich. I get distracted. Delicious. There are crumbs all over. That's the one problem with these toasted sandwiches. They're so messy. And then we wash it down with my applesauce. Not gonna lie, I'm low-key obsessed with this stuff. Like, it has been a staple in my diet years. Because you can't go wrong with it. It's literally just applesauce. Like, it's just healthy. It's fruit. I love it. Though I did recently try the ones that are a mixture of fruit and veggies, and I actually love them. Like, it just feels so good and healthy. Splendid. All right, well, I think that concludes breakfast/lunch. It's getting close enough to like being like lunchtime. I could probably just call that lunch. It's like 11, but it's my first meal of the day, so it's still kind of breakfast. But yeah, I think that is probably about it for today's stream. I'm going to set these back down now that I threw that away. But it has been so fun to just vibe with you guys. I'm hoping to do more streams like this throughout the week. So, or at least like one a week, I think is kind of what I want to shoot for, just so that I'm like actually streaming more. This is my second one this week, which is impressive. Don't expect that every week. But long term, I'd love to get to the point where I'm doing like almost daily streams again, because I think that was a really good lifestyle for me. Like, I really enjoyed it, and I feel like it was like a form of creating content that I really resonate with. And so hopefully I'll be doing more streams, get to know you guys better, get to hang out more often. But it's been lovely having you guys. Thank you so much for watching and interacting. Like, any time that you guys chat or like or anything like that, it really means a lot to me. So thank you guys. Y'all are the best. And then, yeah, I will hopefully be streaming sometime next week, so stay tuned. And I do post content every day. So whether I'm streaming or not, make sure to subscribe so that you can check out all my other fun content. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Now we just gotta end the streams, but it's not working. Okay, we got one turned off. And peace out to you guys on YouTube as well. See you next time.